right, and welcome back to another edition of ACF411, the official podcast of the Allen County Fair. I'm your host, Russ Decker, and joining me in the podcast studio, which is the old milking parlor here at the fair, is none other than Scott Shutt, Mr. Kewpee. Hi, Scott.
How are you today, Russ?
I'm doing great. You're smiling, and I think it's because it's day one of the Allen County Fair. Is that?
Yes, I mean, the fair is the premier event in this community, and we're kicking it off this year with the Kewpee Showcase of Bands, so I don't know how it could be any better.
And I love the Showcase of Bands. Every year we get 10, 11 or so high school marching bands performing in the grandstand, and I know this goes way back. Was this your mom and dad's idea to do this, or?
Yes, when I was in high school, and I was in the marching band, and so they would follow me and the different events we would participate in. So, we would go to the Mercer County Fair's band show. That's, of course, earlier in August, and then we had a performance at the Dark County Fair, which was quite a big event down there. It's a competition. A lot of schools from all over the region would go to that, and then we would close out our band or our track season in terms of track shows for marching band with in those days Van Wert County Fair. So, my parents wondered why they didn't have a band show at the Allen County Fair, and they talked to the leadership of the fair of that time, and they said, well, yeah, it'd be something to consider if they could get the schools to buy in. So my dad was friends of our county school superintendent at that time, Richard Hart, and talked to him, and so he actually helped facilitate that, went to the various schools in the county, and that's really the beginning of it. So.
And now it's so exciting, and what I like about it is if you look at the grandstand, if you look at the seats, it's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, siblings. I mean, it is really a family event on the Showcase of Band nights.
Yes, I mean, the thing is that it's a show that anybody who, whether they like music or even, think about the high school football games and things, you always think of marching bands, and so again, it's just a great event for all.
So being an old marching band guy myself, and you just said you were, sometimes I think people maybe underestimate or don't appreciate the amount of hours that the kids are putting into those halftime shows that you just sort of take for granted every week.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, those kids work real hard, and a lot of them really from the time the concert band's done in the spring, marching band starts up and lasts as long as the schools make it through the football season, and so it's a marching band shows can be so creative, and the schools, it's interesting to see how they compare a lot of times, and some of them are of course brass and woodwinds, and then some of them are all brass, and just the style of the show and everything. It's just really fun to watch.
And we're going to see some great competition tonight, and it's not a competition tonight. It's really a showcase of bands. I want to make that clear to everybody who's listening. But that connection with the bands will continue on for you folks for Kewpee on Sunday when you bring in one of the best bands in the land.
So a number of years ago, there was a discussion about adding something to the Kewpee Showcase of Bands, and my dad, being an Ohio State grad, thought maybe he could get someone from Ohio State, and ended up getting the Tibettle alumni band. So originally, of course, they would perform on the track, be the opening act, so to speak, and then a few years ago when we had that wonderful stage in the plaza, the Nutrien stage that looked like a perfect opportunity perhaps to have it in a way that more people could see it before the band show, or even in this year's case on a different day.
Yeah, and so let's talk about different days, because one of the neat things about the Kewpee Band Show that I always remember is that it always was sort of the start of the fair, Friday night, and the bands are playing in the grandstand, and great atmosphere, and then football sort of got in the way.
Yes, I mean, I love football, and I played football. I just sometimes there's a little bit of calendar creep going on that affects this fair in various ways, and it did affect this band show. But it's nice for the 175th year of the fair to bring it back to Friday night for another time, and we really look forward to it.
So, Scott, I know you're busy. You got a million things to do, but before I let you out of the studio, I've got to ask about, you're coming up 1928, so to 2028, you're coming up on 100 years of Kewpee. Any special plans coming up?
We've started some preliminary talks about it, and we've got some big boxes of photos to go through. I mean, who knows, maybe we'll have a little discussion with Chad Hughes, since he's so creative for everything, so.
Oh, well, it's going to be exciting. I enjoy I remember the 1928 because my mom, who is 97, was born in 1928. So I'm hoping that she'll be able to have a Kewpee on her 100th birthday. That would be pretty cool.
Well, I'll buy it for you. How's that sound?
There we go. Scott Shutt, have a great time this week at the fair.
All right, thanks, Russ.
And we'll be back right after this.